Be conscious.
Hi, welcome to our Clean Water for Life website. Within these pages you will find scientifically backed evidence and proof of the dangers of fluoride within our waters.
Hello everyone, I'm really pleased to welcome you on Clean Water for Life website. This is a project of a group of enthusiasts that share the same interest, like I believe you guys, to get rid of the fluoride out of our Australian waters. As you probably know, water fluoridation was going on since 1960s, which is a quite long time, and now after all these years we are able to see negative effects that actually fluoride has on our health. A lot of information that we are going to provide for you guys on this website is scientifically based, and we did as much as we could to provide all the most substantial information for you not to spend too much time looking through net and doing your own homework. So yeah, everything's pretty much presented there, and it's all up to you to make your own choice. I just would like to share with you how actually Clean Water for Life got together. Everything started a few months ago after I was given a DVD called Fire Water, which also you can find on our website. Fire Water is a documentary based here in Australia, and it's showing negative effects of fluoride that has on the people in our close immediate community. So yeah, I'm really suggesting to you all to watch that documentary and get out of it as much as you can. Once when you actually become aware what fluoride in the water means for our health, our environment, and everyone actually involved in our environment, I'm really hoping that you'll make a conscious decision to join us in our movement and to give your 5 cents to put a bit of pressure on our government to get rid of that poison out of our water, as many other countries all around the world already did. So one more time, thank you so much for finding your way to this website. Clean Water for Life invites all of you to contact us, send us emails, stop us on the street if you want to talk about this. We are really trying to make this website community friendly, so any suggestions, any advices, any kind of help will be really appreciated. Thank you very much.
Remember, knowledge is power, and we have the science on our side.
Be conscious.
I first came across the fact that there's something wrong with the tap water in Sydney when I was younger, when my girlfriend got for her family a water filter, which was a water filter that actually had a whole heap of sort of coal filters in it, because it's how the earth actually filters itself. It's what coal's actually meant to do. And we burn it, but anyway, that's another story. And anyway, what I noticed that after the water was actually filtered, I noticed that I could drink 6 glasses of tap water to 6 glasses of filtered water to 1 glass of tap water, with the 6 glasses of filtered water being so much lighter. You could just literally put it straight down, and then you'd go to drink a glass of tap water after that, and it was just so heavy. And I thought to myself, wow, that's incredible. And I thought, well, what's with that? It made me think, well, what's in the water that's going to make it that much heavier? And so I started looking into these things myself, and I found out that there was a lot of heavy metals in the water, and then I found out that there was chlorine in the water, and then ultimately I came down to the fact that there's fluoride in the water. And I'm thinking, well, fluoride, well, why are they putting fluoride in the water? Okay, we brush our teeth with this stuff, but it actually says on the toothpaste, well, if you ingest this stuff, it's poison. So why are they putting it in the water? So these are the things I was thinking when I was younger. And so I quickly worked out that there was a big difference between actually putting fluoride on your toothbrush to actually brush your teeth, which is actually a topical application of fluoride, as to having water fluoridation, which is actually a systemic application that affects the rest of your body. So you're thinking to yourself, well, okay, I also noticed that fluoride's in, they use fluoride for rat poison, and they think, and we're using it for toothpaste as well. And you're thinking, okay, you look on the back of the toothpaste, swallowed, seek medical advice. Well, what's going on here? There's a whole lot of contradictions going on that's sort of not adding up.
The reason I'm here is because I realized what really the fluoride is, which is a poison that it's within a system that doesn't allow you to set free. So that's pretty much it. I'm here because I want freedom for us, and the fluoride equals poison is like a barrier to be more free.
The first time I heard about fluoride really was, I heard about it in toothpaste and stuff like that, but what was really strange was obviously in the Nazi concentration camps it was said that fluoride was used to docile the prisoners that they'd obviously captured and harboured and kept. And that was kind of like, okay, well, we've got it in our toothpaste. That was used as a chemical to docile prisoners in war, keep them subdued. And I also found out it was in rat poison as well. I also found out that it was a toxin, a heavy metal, and it wasn't natural. And I did at least 4 years research on many subjects, but that was one that just kept coming up all the time. And I guess it's been great to align with a group of people, a community within the eastern suburbs in Sydney, particular Bondi, and be involved with starting some awareness action and getting out there and making people aware of it. I think people are aware of it, but not to the degree of how it can really be detrimental to one's health, what it can do. And the science is in now too, which is great. You've got other countries around the world, and they're obviously banning it. So it just makes obvious sense to do it here and make sure that it's not in our water supply, as well as other co-contaminants as well that aren't healthy for the body. So I've gotten to a point where, like with many things, but this is definitely one that needs to be looked at, and the awareness needs to spread, and we need to do something about it. And I hope that people who are listening to this, hearing this for the first time, curious, can jump on the website and have a look what is there to research and have a look at. It's pretty condensed, which is really good. You don't have to look too far. We've got a lot of great stuff that's condensed into a quite compact website that'll really give you some insight. And it really doesn't matter. I could rant on for a while about my findings and what I think, but and so could many others. But it's until you do your own due diligence and your own research that you can come to a conclusion, a final point, and start taking some action, because you're well informed, you're now educated and aware of what's going on, and there needs to be a change. So it's good to be part of the Clean Water for Life. So how did you come to know about fluoride? Why did you start to get concerned about fluoride and your connection to Clean Water for Life?
Okay, shall I begin?
Yeah.
Okay, so I first remember the concept of fluoridating water from when I was a little girl. I was probably 4 or 5, and I spent a lot of time with my grandma, and I remember her talking to me about the controversy of introducing fluoride into the town's water where she was living in the States. So that was when I first heard about fluoride, and so it immediately planted the seed of question, of controversy, and I guess I didn't think about it until much later, until I really started a conscious path of healing and I guess really seeking truth, and then I became aware of the effects of fluoride, the fact that it's a neurotoxin, that it's not actually beneficial for dental health as it's presented. And so for me, living where there was clean water, I grew up without city water, so I had the luxury of growing up without fluoridated water for the most of my life. And as after I finished university and set out on my journey, the number one criteria for me was where I was going had to have clean water. And I still wasn't aware of the fluoride yet, but I knew instinctively that that was really important to me. So when I was living in Mount Shasta, California, is when I really learned about fluoride and the effects that it has. There was a really, really strong movement there of people, and so Mount Shasta City, beautiful, and most of the surrounding communities, actually all of the communities surrounding the mountain, have unfluoridated, unchlorinated, pure spring water, and it's something that they're so proud of. And so Clean Water for Life. I was introduced to the Clean Water for Life movement through a mutual friend, and I went to the first screening of firewater, the screening of firewater in Bondi, which I had seen previously, and that's where I got involved and really felt passionate about being of service and really helping our children and helping our families and community to have access to clean water as a basic right.
Hi, my name is Marcus. Last March I got invited to talk about fluoridation of the water in Australia. It was Dr. Paul Kennard, who is one of the world's leading scientists, and he talked about the health effects of fluoride on the human body. What followed was 2 hours of shocking facts and evidence, and it was a huge wake-up call for me, and I realized that there need to be change.
Okay, so I basically heard when I came to Australia 10 years ago, I heard about that Australia is one of the countries who still has fluoride in their water. Because I'm from Germany originally and lived in other countries in Europe as well, where there's no fluoride at all in the tap water or in the drinking water. So yeah, I was super concerned about medication in the water, basically. And now with having kids, I have to admit that's a big concern. So basically from day one on, since I'm here, we filtered our water. That was number one for me. And when I went to a talk a couple of months ago with Peter Conard, one of the activists against fluoridation in water, we've basically a couple of people founded a group, Clean Water for Life, afterwards. And yeah, I'm super stoked, so I hope we can have enough activism in that to finally, at least in New South Wales, put the fluoride out of the water. For our kids and for all of us,
So I would love to acknowledge other members of our group here today that would have loved to have been here but were unable to make it. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you for those that are yet to come in and join our collaboration of this beautiful project for clean water.
There's one thing we can do once we spread awareness, tell your friends, tell your family, to check all these scientific facts for their, the consideration of their health and, the consideration of their children, the people they care about. And also, if they feel that strongly about it, well, traditionally people protest and do things like that, but if you really want to affect change, the best thing to do is to band together and find through the legal processes where you can actually make a My Will statement, a My Will document that everyone can sign, and basically give it, to the politicians, give it to the ministers, of health and all that sort of thing in the state and the federal parliaments. And then you can also send affidavits to these people to make them sign, to take full responsibility and liability for the fact, that they're responsible for the fluoride being put into our water in the first place and the continuation of such measures. So there are things that can be done, and basically, the only people that can actually change things in life is us. There's no remote control. So if we all get together, we can actually do something about it. But the first thing to do is to get informed, to basically spread the message to people, to show your concern, to show that you care enough. And then if everyone starts feeling the same way about it, well then we can do something about it through these processes of making my will documents and actually getting certain politicians and the people in government to actually sign affidavits to take full liability and accountability for such measures for keeping the water, I should say, the fluoride in our water supply. And just one, I just got something more to say.
Let's get something else.
Yeah.
Closing comment.
Closing comment. There's a bottom line statement here to say, and that is your government are poisoning you through your water supply, and not only poisoning you, they're actually giving you no democratic informed consent, to actual medical treatment. Putting the fluoride in the water that's a medical treatment, let alone all the co-contaminants in the actual water and the heavy metals that come with it. Well, that's just sheer poisoning as well.
The science is on our side.
Clean water for life.
Awesome.
No, I
We've got enough there.
Oh,